What is Lewis dot structure? Well, it represents the valence electron configuration. And the number of the dots, as you can see here, represents the valence electrons. Valence electrons are very helpful in chemical bonds. Valence electrons are basically the outermost electrons. They participate in the chemical reactions in the bonding and determines an atom's chemical properties and reactivity. It is very easy to find out the electrons, valence electrons. For example, if you are going to see in the periodic table, the group 1 represents 1 valence electrons. The group 2 elements represents the 2 valence electrons. Group 13, 3 valence electrons, and so on. As you are going to look into the periodic table, all the group 1 elements are having the 1 valence electrons, group 2 are having the 2 valence electrons. However, the transition metals are having an exception. So let us jump to group number 13. Group number 13 has 3. How? Because in group number 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18, we are going to see the first digit, the ones digit. And here the group number 13 has 3 valence electrons, group number 14 has 4, and so on. Atoms are more stable when the outermost energy shell is full. For example, they follow the octet rule. Octet rule means they must fill the outer shell with the 8 electrons to become stable. In helium, it's an exception. It has only 2 electrons to become stable. So helium is more stable than the lithium. Lithium is going to lose its electron to become stable, basically. So it will be left with the 2 electrons then and will become a stable atom. Let us practice how to draw the Lewis dot structure. Usually in exams, we have this question to draw the Lewis dot structure of different atoms or compounds. We are going to practice today. Now carbon, from the periodic table, we are going to see its group number. Carbon is present in group number 14. Hydrogen is present in group number 1. Helium is present in group number 18. Oxygen is present in group number 16. Fluorine 17. And how many valence electrons? How would we know that how many valence electrons it has? We are going to look at the ones digit. Now it has 4, 1, 8, 6, 7. And we first, in the Lewis dot structure, we are going to write its symbol correctly. And then we are going to draw the valence electrons. Now we have 4 valence electrons. It means that we are going to draw 4 dots. Starting from the head, we will be going clockwise. And that's it. Similarly, for the hydrogen, we have 1 valence electron, so only 1 here. For helium, it is an exception. Here, valence electrons are showing 8. However, it is not 8. These are supposed to be 2. This is an exception. So helium has only 2 electrons, so it will have 2 valence electrons only. Oxygen has 6 valence electrons, so we are going to draw 6 electrons. Fluorine has 7. Now similarly, we can practice it on more of the elements. You can pause the video and you can practice by your own. Now we are going to discuss about valence electrons and the bonding. Atoms form the chemical bonds to achieve a stable valence electron configuration, often by gaining, losing, or sharing electrons. We are going to learn this in detail once we are going to learn about the chemical bonding. However, in this case, you should be knowing only about the octet rule. The octet rule states that the atoms tend to form the stable compounds by attaining a full valence shell of 8 electrons, as I said earlier. For example, neon is present in the group number 18, so it has 8 valence electrons. And how we are going to draw it? By the dots. 8 electrons mean? It is following the octet rule. It means it has 8 electrons, so it's a stable atom. We are going to take some examples following the octet rule and how the different atoms are going to make the bonds. Now, sodium has only 1 valence electrons. It is going to share its electrons with the chlorine, which has 7 electrons. It is going to share it. Once it has shared the electron, then it will become a positive ion. And the chlorine has taken 1 electron, so it will be a negative ion. And since they combine together to make the sodium chloride, which is a table salt that we eat. We will take an example of oxygen and hydrogen. Oxygen has 6 valence electrons, and it is going to share its electrons with the hydrogen atom to make water. Another example, the carbon has 4 valence electrons. It is going to share electrons with the hydrogen to make the methane gas. If you like my videos, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe my channel, See Science. Thanks for watching.